You gotta think about it. Think about it.
Hey guys, I hope everyone's doing well. I'm back from a really good day out at Briley Hill. The event, I think it's the third event that Dana and Ant have done, like a retro gaming event just near Birmingham Way. Really good turnout in terms of tubers, people stalling out, and a lot of fun. Really a lot of fun. So just thought I'd do a video whilst it's kind of fresh and whilst I've got a few bits. I didn't go crazy, but got some good stuff, a few like interesting bits. Went in not really with any kind of game plan or any specifics in mind. So just thought I'd see how things rolled, and probably going to miss someone out. And if I have, then I'll apologise up front. But I've just done a bit of a list of folk who were there. But yeah, we ended up travelling. So today's Sunday. We travelled yesterday because I went with my son, and I just thought it's probably about a 7-hour return trip in the old car. So I looked at a few like hotels, and funnily enough, Booking.com, didn't realise, but I've been gathering like loyalty points since however long I've been using it, and managed to pay, I think it was about 40 quid. Obviously the credit paid for the rest to get quite a cool room for me and my son, which was good, and it was like 10 minutes away. So we got there yesterday, had a fairly chilled evening, grabbed a beer downstairs, had a bite to eat, and it just meant that this morning it was kind of hassle free. Bowled out of bed, a bit of brekker, and then headed to the event. So I got the early bird ticket, so we got there I think about 9:45. So I think the early birds could get in between 10 and 11. It was only like £2, which is like nothing. And then from 11 onwards, it was free to Joe Public. But it's not the biggest of venues, but still a good size. A lot kind of crammed in there, but it does get a bit chocker, a bit busy as soon as those doors open at 11. So we didn't. About then, my son in his kind of wheelchair, so it made it quite hard to get around when it was busy. It was fine for the first bit, so there's another good reason for us to go early bird. So we did, near enough, like a couple of hours. Saw quite a few people, and then headed home. So got home at a good time. So nice day out. I guess kind of mainly the order that I saw folk, and already as I'm looking at it, I realise I've left someone out. That's not good, is it? In the car park, I'm waiting to get in with the eager folk. I saw Pete Fighter, Sean, Retro Games Revived, Dave plays retro games badly, so I haven't met like Dave. A lot of like banter and chats over the socials and over like WhatsApp and the rest of it, and some nice saved trays, more like gifts. Like an absolute solid guy. So it was great to see him, and I think he'd given some of the other guys a lift, so they were kind of in a bit of a group. Walked in, and then on the left there was Tootie and Darren. So I think in his usual spot, and he had a couple of bits which I bought for Tootie, kind of local stuff, so I kind of dropped them off and then bought some bits from him, and he did me a cracking deal. I won't go into numbers and all of that, because that's not British, that's not English, but did me a solid, and we'll come on to that stuff in a bit. But he was there with his partner in crime, Darren, and then to the right of them there was Mark, like Sega Mags. I don't think he's got a YouTube channel, but he's big on the socials, particularly like Facebook, and I think Instagram as well for selling magazines. So we got some of them. So that was pretty cool. Who else was there? Eddie and Dylan. So Hyper Trigger X, and then Eddie Rollercore. So stalling out again. I think it might be the final foray for those guys. I think Eddie has moved on a lot of stuff, and I think you might have mentioned eBay could be the final destination for stuff that he didn't manage to shift today. But I hope those guys did well. Someone I hadn't met before. I've seen a lot of his videos for quite some time. But Callum, Retro Ghetto. So he was around. I think he was chatting with Eddie and Dylan, kind of turned around and we had a bit of banter. So yeah, that was nice to finally meet him. Retro Bear was there supporting Retro Repair Bear, so Claire, and I had, yeah, I'm sure they'll pop up in a future video at some time, but a couple of items, one from my childhood, like really going back some, that hadn't been touched in an eternity, that she's kindly going to look at and probably do a bit of an MOT. So yeah, that will come back, and then whenever that is, there's no rush at all on that because I haven't touched the thing for a good 35 years. And there was another, yeah, more modern thing that she's modding, so yeah, we won't say any more on that. But yeah, lovely to see those two. She had some really cool stuff on her stall. Had a few modded like Game Gears. She's doing the Bluetooth and Ghetto Blasters. I think a few like Spectrum bits. But yeah, nice collection of stuff, as well as, you know, the servicing and the repair elements. Obviously, like flogging a few bits as well. So that was cool to see them too. To the right, and I think they were pretty much where they were the last time I went, whenever that was. I lose track of, is it towards the end of last year even. There was Craig from Goodwin's Place, and yeah, bringing a few bits from him, which we'll come on to. And someone I'd met before, Big Mike, I think was helping Craig out. So yeah, good to finally meet him. Dana and Ant, I think Dana was to the right of Craig. Obviously Dana and Ant organised this one as they did the previous one. So yeah, smashing job from those guys. So it was really awesome, and it drew, you know, not just a lot of kind of tubers and social pods, but obviously a lot of people, you know, stalling out. It was really, really good. And who else was there? James, Retro Import Gamer, can't forget James. So he was there. Met him a few times before. Lovely, lovely guy, as everyone knows. Another awesome fella, Clint, Retro Rewind, who I met the first time between Crimbo and New Year. He's kind of got family. I think it's his other half's got a bit of family nearest me, so we met up at the Retro Hunter and had a bit of a chat there and intro. So awesome to see him again. And they were with Retro Epics, who we spoke to at the end. I was driving to Asda, which was kind of near enough where my car was, so I was on the way to the car. So I had a good chat with him, his other half. So that was awesome. And who else was there? Paul, Ink Northerner. Nearly forgot Paul. So yeah, nice to very, very briefly shake his hand and say hi. And I think that's it. So apologies if I've forgotten people, which I probably have. Apologies. But as you can already tell from the list, I mean, there was a ton of people there. So it's as much like a social as it is anything else. Probably, I don't know, one of the events where I've kind of known the most folk. And I think as this thing kind of continues, I mean, there's still a lot of people, thank God, doing the tubing thing. So yeah, no, that was awesome. And then we jump on to, you know, what I picked up. So from Mark, Sega Mags, see some magazines. So he's got some magazines. He's also got a bit of like a, you know, partnership thing on the go where he's selling some of the books on behalf of the what they call the Bitmap. I always think the Bitmap brothers, the Bitmap publication, Bitmap books. They do some really, really nice. I've got a few of them downstairs. I think I've got some Nintendo ones. I've got the Master System one. I have a Game Boy one. But they've done all sorts. I think they've done more recently about Japanese like RPG, but just very well, you know, bound, good price. So it's got these. You get them through Mark. You get a nice little deal, and I think Mark, hopefully, sure he gets a bit of a deal as well, something off it. So that's all well and good. But I focus on the magazines, and we'll quickly, when we whiz through them, he's Sega Mags, but there's obviously a bit of Nintendo on there. So this is like GameCube era. So I think it's Metroid Prime 3. That probably sounds about right, doesn't it? October 2007. But yeah, all sorts. Yeah, I think so. It's got like one of those hot 100 lists, which is always a bit of a a giggle to read through, and also a bit dangerous because sometimes it adds to the list of things, of games, of wants. Another nice magazine like Nintendo Mag with Felix the Cat. So I've got that on. I don't know if it maybe came out on the Super Nintendo as well. I've got it Felix on the Game Boy version, but it's also getting a Star Wars Game Boy version in here. Loads of stuff. When bloody magazines had a bit of oomph to them in terms of pages. I'm noting that recently, not that I get it every month, but like Retro Gamer seems to be shrinking, should we say. I think it's got the action replay as well. It's got loads of codes and bits in the middle. Hint guide, little strategy guides. They used to make these up, didn't they? Back in the day, as opposed to getting a dedicated strategy guide, you get them in the magazine. So Empire Strikes Back. All sorts. Even like the adverts, they're kind of half of it, aren't they? Just a bit of Games Master. So fab. And then we go back a bit further. Return of the Jedi. Look at that cover. It's just like amazing. Win the coin up like Mortal Kombat 2. So that's all like SNES, Game Boy era stuff. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Cool. It's quite a nice touch. I think he bought a recent, once again, like Nintendo official magazines, but they don't have like the freebies in them, but they do have the kind of the add-ons, the supplements, and obviously the baggie as well, which is pretty cool. And then moving away, going back a little bit in time, this one stood out. I'll be honest, originally I looked at it, I thought maybe it's linked. If you don't look at the writing around the side, just looking at the image, I thought it was like Renegade or Target Renegade, but in fact it's original Street Fighter. So Sinclair User magazine from 1988 when that Street Fighter came out. But there is a bit of Target Renegade in there. There's all sorts. Lots of those kind of adverts for import games, like posters. Fantastico. A bit of Operation Wolf. So that's cool. And then I started zooming in on the Sinclair bit. Another friggin' awesome cover. Bit of Judge Dredd. Midnight Resistance. And it's got a thing is you'd have to dismantle the magazine to get to it, so I'm not really going to be doing that. But it comes with you got like a Dredd poster, which I'm never going to be able to get to. But then also it's like a comic book as well, like a mini comic book built in. I mean, how cool is that? Let's just show you half of the Dredd. I'm not going to destaple it, but then you lose pages and damage a bit of history. I've noticed, I've chatted with Mark about it, that people on eBay now seem to be like framing adverts and stuff, but obviously they're cutting the adverts out of the magazines, which is a bit sacrilege. And pronounce it wrong, is it Cable or Kabul? Kabul. Another really cool cover. So what's that? 1989. So you're £1.60. With a chunk of pocket money back in those days, where you could have got a game from the newsagents for £1. Look at that. Double ad for Batman. Proper review actually of Batman. Amazing. So looking forward to reading those. I haven't got very many Sinclair related mags, so that is cool. And then so the next set of stuff is from Craig Goodwin's Place, and he was a lot of Game Boy games and bits last time, which I think I spent last time up. I don't think I've met him before, so it sounds bad, but we were kind of chatting, but I wasn't paying much notice to what he had. I was just pleased to see the guy and chat with him about all sorts, including his the pinball project that he's up to, and just a bit of banter, because I've been following him for a while. When he went out to the States, is it TNT like amusements, he got me into their channel, so really, really cool. So that pinball and arcade restoration company out in the US, he went to visit them when he was out there. So yeah, always good chat. But yeah, so this time we had a chat, and I was like, okay, let's have a look at the games as well. So I've got so many Game Boy games now. I've got a lot more to get, but it's tricky to kind of get some now. And some of these more for the probably for the cover and the content as opposed to the gameplay itself. This first one, I don't know how this first one plays actually. I might be doing it disservice, but Muhammad Ali, heavyweight boxing, which I thought I may have when I was driving back, and I haven't got it, so I'll give that a bit of a spin. And yeah, LJN game, True Lies. So bought for the Arnie pick, if nothing else. Got these like Tamu cart holders, which are like impossible to open. That's what you get for paying peanuts, I guess. I mean, Duke Nukem. So I've got Duke Nukem box, but the box is lovely, the manual's lovely, but the cart in there is a bit dodgy. So this one I'm gonna swap it out and then move on the other one. And yeah, some stuff I don't think he had last time because I've chatted with him. He's just like, I was umming and ahhing whether or not I was going to move these bits on. So I had a few Game Gear games. I whacked it in a box protector when I got back. Thought I had it loose, but I didn't. I think there's another Taz. It's from Outer Space, which I think I have. But so yeah, this one boxed complete. Awesome. Very well looked after. So I said, did you buy it from as a kid? Like, because it just looks so blooming new. But no, I just bought it, I think, from a collector. Game Gear and a few games. Lovely condition. The other ones I already had boxed, otherwise I probably would have snapped them up as well. A little interlude when we walked in. Got the wristbands, which are looking at my wrist, but I've cut them off at somewhere over there. And yeah, things for I think some upcoming events. So the revival at Wolverhampton, 9th of June. So holler if anyone's going to that. I think a few people might be. It's a bit of a trek for me, but we'll see. You never say never. So yeah, 8th, 9th of June. And then where the event was today, there's the Combat Archery place, Star Wars Day. So what's the date? It's May the 4th, of course. So yeah, special guest appearances, collectibles, memorabilia, cosplay. That's getting dressed up as a Wookiee. Maybe not. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Good to see that these places are doing extracurricular stuff and getting people in. It's a nice venue. Loads of parking, easy to get to. And yeah, the final bits all from Tootie. Like I say, I picked up something local for Tootie off of a marketplace, which I wanted to drop off, supposed to put in like a cheapskate. I suppose putting it in the post and it getting damaged, and yeah, I can hand it to him then. And then I was looking at what he had, and yeah, so he did me a fab deal. So he owed me a bit of money for the other stuff, and then there was a bit of a price for this. But when we set it out in the end, he gave me a bit more money off. So, mate, you're a friggin' superstar. But yeah, I think I've got the Pac-Man one of these. So I've got like Turbo. There's the grey cars missing, which I've managed to get off eBay for I think it was about £2.49, including P&P. So that makes this complete. And yeah, it's all really. I was like, the instructions, they're missing, but they're printed in the bloody on the cardboard. They're on the lid on the other side. So so that is really, really nice. So chuffed with that. Quite a straightforward game as well. So I'll probably end up playing that with the boy, with my son. That'd be cool. And then two things, they're the same, but if you've got two of them, it makes the game a hell of a lot better. It's Sega, but not in the traditional form. I don't know if you remember this. I had a mate. I think it was like maybe secondary school. I must have been about 14, 15. Probably should have been more into girls as video games, but love them both. But probably a bit more video game action at the time than other action. ... But yeah, I think I was about then. But yeah, mate had it. And I think his old man may have got one from like the States. I don't know. I'm sure this is like an English one. But I think his old man who travelled around for work and stuff came back and he had one. So we used to like just run around his house just trying to blast each other. But yeah, laser shootout. And so yeah, epic. So I got two of these. which is fab. I think one of them, so I kind of combined. This one's slightly better in terms of the box, although he has given it the Tutti treatment. But this is still the slightly better one. So I've taken the best of the part of the poly styrene in there, and also one of them's missing. There's like a little lock-on thing where someone's, if the person you're playing against has got a lock-on. Sounds wrong, doesn't it? A lock-on, rock-on. It kind of beeps, and it also, I think, it shows your health points as well. But I can get one of those probably get a spare off of eBay, because once this starts to get some play around the house, which will make quite a good video in itself. Yeah, maybe risk of damage. So next step is to get the batteries. But chuff with that, or chuff with it all. So yeah, really good day out. So yeah, again, big thanks to Dana Ant and all the people stalling out for bringing their top wares. Cheers for everyone that had a bit of a chat. It was a bit difficult kind of wheeling around the wheelchair at points as it got a bit busier. So yeah, cheers for anyone that said hi, and yeah, apologies if I missed anyone off. Must be running about 20-minute mark, 22 minutes. So we'll cut it there, and yeah, have a good one. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.